Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friend. I'm going to start with the guy with the pink headset, CHUBAX. How are you doing?
What's up? I'm back. We are back finally after a long break, and excited to dive in.
Couple of weeks break, and alongside with us as well is another one of our brothers waking up a little too early on a Saturday morning. Is Arnie. How are you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
And as Chubax has mentioned, we've been out for a couple of weeks, family stuff, trips, and stuff. But we are back diving into all the episodes that we've missed, all the episodes that we've missed with the Mandalorian. So for this week, we are discussing episodes 5, 6, and 7 of season 3 of the Mandalorian. But if this is your first time in the channel, welcome. Thank you very much for the view. We would like to encourage you to go to your friend's phone or laptop or tablet, go to youtube.com/plus63HP, hit that like and subscribe button so that you can help us grow this channel and put us in front of people that are like-minded and enjoying good content and discussing it as well. You could also follow us on any of the major social media outlets. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our handle is at +63HP. And if you don't want to watch us video on demand, you just want to listen to us on the background, we're also available in all the major podcasting apps. We particularly like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon. Just search +63HP. But any of the other else, Pandora, Christian Mingle, we're all there. So with that, without further ado, we'll just jump in because we have quite a number of episodes to discuss, things that we like about the season. We are almost at the end. There's only 8 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, we have one more episode left before this season closes, and a lot of things have happened. So we are just going to dive right in by turning over the stage to Arnie to give us a little bit of a recap of what had happened the past 3 episodes. So Arnie, take it away.
I am just gonna give a very, very short recap, primarily on main points and some key cameos, because these 3 episodes are just full of cameos. So chapter 21, the pirate, was about remembering the pirate that Grief and Mando expelled in Navarro,
What was his name?
Vane. And then
No,
the
the
pirate king,
leader, the pirate king.
Gorian Shard.
There we go.
Gorian Shard. So they went to Navarro and just took over because, as a retaliation. Um, and Grief Karga was able to send a message, Princess Leia style, to the New Republic. And we got uh, Papa Kim or Carson Teva as part of the New Republic, who, there was an outpost somewhere in the Outer Rim. And he was talking to our favorite Lasat, Zeb, and he looked really good in that one. And also
It really was
Feloni
Zeb, right?
Deborah Chow.
It really
It's
was
Zeb,
Zeb.
because the actor that voiced Zeb was the one
It's
who voiced that guy, and then they confirmed it too that it's Zeb.
See, that was so good. I don't know whether it was CGI or a prosthetic. It looks so good when they were talking in the in
I
the
casting
think
bar.
booth.
it's a combination, and I think it's a
So good.
test. It's a test footage maybe for Ahsoka, which we'll talk about later, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, Zeb looked great in a New Republic uniform. Um, but of course, Zeb knew that the New Republic's not going to help you. So, but good luck. I like your attitude. Go straight to Coruscant, which he went, and there we found Tim Meadows as Colonel. I'm blanking on the name. Colonel Tuttle. There you go. But of course, as with new governments and new bureaucracies, there's always some red tape, which was also not being held by Elia Kane, who was Tim Meadows' assistant. So basically, you know, he hit a wall. So instead, Carson Teva went back and found the Mandalorians using R4 or is it R3? No, R5. R5's beacon, and he just told
Fucking
Mando,
traitor.
okay, well, yeah, in a way, it's like, yeah, you betrayed the location of the covert, but in another way, there has to be a way for them to get involved. So so the Mandos were like, okay, let's Grief Karga became my friend. Let's help him, and maybe we could get some land. So the Mandalorians did, and
I love
the
that.
the
I love the Paz Vizsla
the speech.
speech. Yeah, it was really
Pass,
everybody was like, "Oh, this fucking asshole," and then suddenly,
pass,
whoa, like
pass, pass,
out of nowhere,
pass,
it's
please.
like, "Because we are Mandalorians, that's why." Oh, okay.
Pass Vizsla. Oh man. Oh, anyways, but yeah, and the 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 fighting the pirates scene is one of the where I think the they really spent the budget on the fight scenes or the scenes in this season.
It really
Uh,
did a flight.
There's a lot. There's a
a
The
lot.
lot of
dog
action
fight.
and a lot of,
There's
again, a lot of Mandalorians. So it's
uh,
great.
there's the dog fighting and Mandalorian's jet backing out of the gauntlet,
Oh, dude,
and
the shot when she released the two teams and then they
mhm,
fell with the jetpacks, like
yep,
facing different
So cool.
places. Oh, that was
yeah, and they put some cameras on the helmets or in the jetpack to take those points of views. And then, of course, the dogfighting, like the N1, just showing how maneuverable that starship is. Because I can't imagine the Razor Crest being that quick, but the Razor Crest is a
Talk about
gunship, so it's a
Mando.
different,
Go,
different
go na.
tactics. But anyways, so yeah, so they take over. They were able to bring down the Corsair pirate ship, uh, and they were welcomed by Grief, and now they have their own land. So that's basically episode 5. Oh, at the end of that, there's another thing with Carson Teva. So we found out that Moff Gideon escaped
You investigating what do you call that? A stranded ship, like
a stranded ship,
I forgot
and
what
then
they
of
called it.
course
The
it's
name
a
is
it's a shuttle,
Sh-
the
Lambda Shuttle. There we go.
Lambda shuttle,
I remember.
but now it's repurposed by the New Republic. And then of course there's a piece of Beskar, which now
That was a good red herring.
red herring,
Or
but now we know.
well, yeah,
Now
it's
we
a
know who. Now we know who did it.
yeah. That
Uh,
was such a good
so
one.
there's that. All right, chapter 6, chapter 22, Guns for Hire, directed by your baby mama, Jong, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this one, so because Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, they're oh, before going backtrack a little bit. So once the Mandalorians were welcomed in Navarro, the armor asked Bo-Katan to remove her helmet because when you hire somebody like Katie Sackhoff, you don't hide that under a helmet.
It's true.
And she just decided, you know what, it's time for
Always with perfect hair in and out of the helmet.
well, frack, yeah,
Still
man.
I cannot get it. I want to be able to learn how to wear a helmet without ruining my perfect hair.
There's
I
probably like
mean,
a blow dryer inside.
And it's 100%. That is the way. It's part
step
of the best car armor.
step one, be Bo-Katan. Step two,
Uh,
be Katie Sackhoff. And
uh,
because even Pedro Pascal, when they removed his helmet, he
It
had
was
helmet
fucked.
hair. So, but yeah, so the decision is to walk both ways and basically uh, join all the Mandalorians together, which was very inspiring. So in chapter 6, they were able to track down Bo-Katan's former fleet led by Axe Wolves. Um, so they went to this very Disney Epcot planet. What was it? Plaisir 15.
amazing, amazing. Like, who would have ever thought that I would see
Mhm.
Jack Black and Lizzo in a Star
Yeah,
Wars property.
I
They
mean,
were actually perfect together. Like I
yeah.
loved it.
And the thing is, that's Star Wars. There's a lot of janky and silly cameos and silly characters because, yeah, I mean,
Who wouldn't want to be a character in Star Wars? They could get whoever they want just for a
Shit,
cameo, right?
they got
exactly.
Daniel they got Daniel Craig to be in a stormtrooper suit just to be
Yeah,
bossed around by Ray for a minute.
exactly. And, but yeah, I mean, Jack Black is his typical Jack Black, which I love. I mean, Lizzo, I mean, she's not an actress, but that's all. That's what the scene needed, like very over the top, uh, you know, royal couple, uh, you know, characters. But anyways, so they were basically this episode is like the side quest episode. So they
I loved it
basically had
though. I just
yeah, they have to investigate these
it's cool, and I like
droid malfunctions.
how you see their difference in skill set.
hmm Good cop,
You
bad cop.
know,
So basically,
uh,
Law and Order, the Mandalorian. So
I
you
like
could
when
see,
Din was just letting stress release and kicking those
yeah,
B
Boston Dynamics.
the
But that's Boston. It did look like Boston Dynamic.
And, of course, people are like, oh, Din Djarin's just racially profiling droids. Like, well, yeah, I mean, it happens in real. But yeah, but basically, we also see the great Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown, as what's his
Back to the
Commissioner
Future,
Hellgate.
Doc.
Yeah, well, he is back in in the future or a long time ago. But yeah, but long story short, another great scene. Chasing the B2 super battle droid, and basically, it turns out that the commissioner basically was a separatist and trying to just cause chaos. Um, I love the droid bar, and of course, when they found out, the who the real perpetrator was, it's very Scooby-Doo-ish, but I love it. This episode got a lot of flack, but you know what? Bryce Dallas Howard, she hasn't failed me yet, so
and
this is a good one
It's like
I love the twist with
with Doc
the
Brown.
no
the droids
the droid bar, and
Yeah,
wanting they
and the
really wanting
droids
to.
wanted to help.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. We
oh,
don't want to be replaced by
that's
humans. Like,
cool.
ooh,
Like, you know,
that's
lifespan of humans are so small. You know, you just want to give back. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
yeah,
And we just help out a little bit. It's like, oh fuck, that's I never really thought
yeah,
about that. That was
yeah,
cute.
yeah.
Even Din was like, well, shit, fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course, the main storyline there is, when Bo-Katan challenged Axe Wolves, basically challenged him to get her fleet back, and then Axe
Good
is like,
fight too.
well, it was a great scene. Like I like they're using the Mando weaponry and jetpacks in the fight scenes. It's really well choreographed.
Mm.
Um, and of course,
Shields. The tiny shield is so cool.
The whole dark saber, Harry Potter, Elder Wand, shenanigans. So yeah, and people called it like that spider thing that caught Din Djarin technically defeated him, and
Well,
Bo-Katan
he did
defeated
defeat
that.
him.
So yeah,
He was
so
about to die.
yeah, yeah, and of course there's people like, well, in that case they should have been. Never- it's just a story. And that's what Moff Gideon said. The saber is not important. It's the story. So Din was able to wrangled up a story, and Axe Wolves and the rest of the Mandalorians believed it. So that's
That is the
basically
way.
that is
So
the
And
way, right? So
combined with beating wolves.
yeah, and so basically, yeah. I mean, it's an Elder Wand, you know, logic basically. I mean, we've had those. If you pull the sword out of the stone, you're the king of England or whatever. So all that stuff. So yeah, so it's a great story. It's a great episode.
I like that.
Grogu got
I
knighted.
know they just as much as I love Din,
hmm
he's not a leader.
He's not a
He-
leader, and you know,
he's again lone wolf and cub. That it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like lone wolf and cub.
he's the
That
wild
is
card. He's like
yeah.
the trump card that you have, but he's not a leader.
yeah. I
He
mean,
doesn't want to be a leader.
he doesn't want to be a leader, and and unless they get really lazy, it's not going to be like, well, he's a secret royal. No, he's not. He just don't. I just want to be my thing. I just want to take care of Grogu. That's all I need to do, and that's it. And but anyways, on to the most previous episode. This one,
Bye.
oh boy. So this one was shown in Star Wars Celebration in early during that weekend, and thank God nobody leaked it. But basically, uh, we now get to see Moff Gideon, and confirming that Elia Kane was the spy, at least one of the spies. So basically, she told him, "Oh yeah, Mandalorians are pretty much fucking up our plans." And Moff Gideon's like, "Okay, I'll take care of it." And then we get to see the Shadow Council, where we see Captain Pelion,
Hux.
uh, and
Hux's dad,
That's
Hux's dad, who was played by Hux's brother.
his brother.
Uh,
Perfect
then
Vincent.
casting again.
yeah, and then a few other Imperials. And Admiral Thrawn was pretty much mentioned every single sentence. And then
Okay.
Moff Gideon being his Gus Fring self. Basically, nope. If in the absence of Thrawn, I'll be the leader. So yeah, so there's a little bit of seed planting there that maybe it will be a little internal conflict with the Empire, but we'll see. We'll see. And then, of course, meanwhile, the Mandos decided that it's time to go to Mandalore and take it back.
I just was
And
thinking there when Din volunteered. And then he said,
yeah,
Grogu will come too. What did he
Go
press?
to
No. No.
no, 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 no.
and we get the Grogu
Oh,
Gundam.
the Grogu Iron
I
Man suit.
I love it. IG
I you
12.
don't know.
That is a smart way to make Grogu walk around without actually having to be walking around, because Grogu walking around is still looks so weird.
Yeah. Plus, it's still slow. Plus, it's a good. It's kind of like robotics and puppetry, right? So yeah,
But like, I'm sure they could have made like a keyboard there and not just be yes or no. Come on.
like
Mm.
Stephen Hawking, like
Oh,
yes.
exactly.
I'm sure they'll add more. And I think so. Was it still what's his name? Taika voicing that, or
I think it was.
I
It sounded like
I
him.
think it's still Taika. It's a Taika, right?
it's
So
There's
broken.
a
It's two
there's a lot
words.
of
well,
edits though online with either it's Vader, Palpatine. They changed the yes no to Vader or Palpatine or Grievous. It's funny.
Grievous would have been like. But anyways, so the bad baby no squeezy is there. As of course, you know, we're still seeing some conflict between the Night Owls and Children of the Watch. So, we
But
got
yeah,
confirmation.
I love that the armor herself, like, you know I know we're fucking like cult like, but there's no way we can continue forward by division. We gotta fix
Yeah,
this
I think
shit.
both of them understood, and I think that's that last episode with all of the different factions. Like you have the Death Watch, you
mm,
have the Night Owl, and you have the ones that were
The
no, that
survivors.
survivors.
survivors. Yeah,
All of them know that Mandalorian is so strong, and usually the people that beat the Mandalorians are Mandalorians themselves.
hmm,
Mm.
yeah,
So it's like when I realized, they're like, oh, okay, now
yeah,
everybody's realizing that you're so weak now, and then most of it is self-inflicted. So I was like,
yeah.
all right, let's
I
do
mean,
it. I get it.
if the Jedi can't beat you, or at least took a lot of resources to defeat you, and even the Empire couldn't really defeat
Oh
you
yeah,
until
Sila Revan yun, diba? That
yeah,
fought the
Revan.
Mandalorians.
Yeah,
Mandalorian War.
Revan had to go to the dark side to beat to beat them, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least in the non-canon video game yet, but I'm sure they'll make it canon. But yeah, what else? Yeah, so they knew, even with the Emperor. So we also got the backstory on how Moff Gideon got the dark saber. He got it by tricking
Deal.
Bo-Katan to surrendering. And then, of course, we get like a little fight scene between Paz Vizsla and Axe Wolves. I mean, at first I was like, Axe Wolf became the leader and he can't even beat anybody. But it turns out, well, if you're fighting Bo-Katan, who's very, even in Clone Wars, she's a very good fighter. And Paz Vizsla is a big behemoth. Basically, it's like fighting Big Show, you know. So, and then of course, Grogu's like, no, no,
No.
no, no. And then, of course, there's like Bo-Katan has some doubts, and then of course, Daniel's like, nope,
We got
it's
the
not the
night
saber.
scene.
I
Yep. Fuck
I
that
follow,
saber.
I follow you because of your character, honor. Da, da, da. I was like, oh man, you
That was so
basically
good. That
told
was a
her
good shot.
you love her. Yeah, that's like the Jon Snow scene. Like, yeah, you're my queen or whatever, right? So, and of course, you have people basically shipping the two of them. It's like, hey,
Bella
you know,
ships them. Yeah.
yep. I mean, Katie Sackhoff and Papa Pedro. I mean, come on. I mean,
Or I think it would be a nice tie to they're making a Mandalorian movie to tie all the Mandalorians, right? Might be
hmm
a nice way for them to be, to just end their streak by,
You're just hearing two helmets clanking each other
or just like, fading away into a farm, just themselves,
with
while
Grogu.
Mandalore rebuilds itself.
Yeah. So anyway, but basically that was a nice scene
I'm
too.
just happy that I was scared kasi that they were ano eh. They were heading to a Bo-Katan versus Din Djarin.
Yeah, I don't
Diba?
want
There
that
were
too.
some shades of that in the start eh. So I'm happy naman that
Mhm.
they didn't go
Yeah.
that route.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if Bo-Katan challenged then we'll probably be just like, oh, okay, I'll just not fight as well. Then here, get rid of the stupid sword. But anyways,
King sword
so
that I
yeah,
can't even use.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and the thing is, like, there's fans like, well, how come he hasn't learned the sword? It's been 2 years. Like, well, then he'll be overpowered. Then nobody will beat him anymore, and then that's the end of the story. That's kind of like what happened to Luke Skywalker in the Legends books. He just became too powerful. Nobody could beat him. That they have to create another enemy that's immune to force sensitivities and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm not even gonna go with that. But anyways, going back to the story, the Mandalorian skipper was attacked by this dinosaur kaiju creature, which I at first I thought was the mythosaur, but it wasn't. And then we
Looked
never
good
saw it
too.
again. It looked good too, yeah. And of course, they had to separate, so the armor had to take the sick and basically dying Mandalorians to the ship. Um, so there's that, and then they were able to get to the Great Forge. But now we find out that the new troopers that Moff Gideon had were wearing
Badass.
were wearing Beskar, and man, they look cool. And they have the jetpacks too. Um, it turns out Moff Gideon was basically camping in Mandalore,
It
building
makes
it.
Which
sense now why they
which
raised
is
Mandalore.
Yeah,
so fucking smart. I
Yeah,
mean, Moff
smart.
it
Gideon
makes
like
sense.
getting everything
You,
from each race,
yeah,
and then
he's a
yeah,
cultural
raising
appropriator. He took,
Mandalore and then keeping the best parts,
Keeping the resources.
and then
yeah,
that's
and
Yeah.
where
the
the
thing is,
base is. And the way they set
and
it up, I
then
was scared. Like, oh shit! I hope the fleet doesn't get decimated. I thought after they find the forge, they're gonna go back up and find the fleet decimated because Moff Gideon was coming. No, they were already fucking there.
yeah, and
They
the
got
thing is, like,
fucked.
it's
So
so
that's why
smart.
he asked for the Praetorians and the fleet to come.
Yeah,
Just come here.
yeah,
Because they're coming here.
yeah, and the
Kaya
thing is
pala.
that it's smart. So he bombed Mandalore, purged Mandalore, and then spread rumors. Oh yeah, it's toxic waste.
Toxic.
So don't even bother coming back, Mandalorians. And then now like they're back. Like, oh well, we have a good garrison here, and they have Praetorian guards and have TIE bombers, TIE interceptors. So yeah, so now it makes sense. Maybe the squadron that attacked Bo-Katan was from Moff Gideon because it's so near Mandalore, right? So, but I'm still thinking it's Thrawn. I'm still hoping it's Thrawn.
Which one?
But anyways, the one that bombed her castle.
Oh no,
Remember,
I think it's him. It's
it's
ano.
Gideon, huh?
It's
That's where
Gideon. Oh
it
well,
came
again,
from. The interceptors came from him.
Yeah.
It was there now. They
I mean,
showed it. Pala.
yeah. This episode made it more because I thought they were not gonna reveal who had that interceptor squadron, but it was him. And then of course they were trapped. Din got captured, and you could see Grogu's very sad. Um, and then to escape, past Vizsla had to sacrifice himself,
Oh,
which badass scene.
how many did he kill? From none of
He killed
those.
he killed all the remaining
Whatever
troopers.
best car
troopers.
troopers. I don't
My
know what you call
question
them.
is that minigun is so effective. They should have brought a couple more.
But their
So
resources are they're
effective.
ano eh. Their
The
resources
resources.
they don't have
Yeah,
that any resources like that.
yeah. And the thing is, for me,
So
if I know
cool.
that my gun overheats, I will bring another rifle, like a light rifle,
Yeah.
in
Might have
case.
not have like a play. Oh well, I understand that's why, I was thinking he's the only one that is strong enough to carry that around that not,
Mhm.
That
because
also.
like if
Yeah,
so I understand, but you're right. Maybe one small backup rifle, not a
Hey dude,
vibrating
but
knife.
if you think about it, he didn't need it. He just got. I don't think he had a shot with the Praetorians alone, but he didn't need it
yeah,
because he destroyed everybody that came to face him
Mm-hmm.
except
yeah,
those three
yeah.
Praetorian guys.
And the thing is, the Praetorian Guards. I mean, of course, they were badass in Last Jedi, but of course, they were fighting a dude who was basically unarmed and
Tired.
tired, and you know. So in a way, if it was a one-on-one battle, maybe one against two,
Yeah, he could have
you know,
had a shot.
yeah. I mean, your typical WrestleMania or WWE, you somebody just won the Survivor Series, and then there's three good guys attacking the winner, something like that happening. So yeah, so we lost a good one, past Vizsla, and so next week. So I'm thinking, Grogu and Bo-Katan will have to launch a rescue mission. So predictions.
Such a good
Rescue.
episode. I love
It's such a good episode.
how
I
So
mean,
much
they
action.
so much action. And the thing
subverted
is,
expectations.
this one's like what, 40, 50 minutes?
49, I think. It
49.
was long.
And there was not a wasted
Mhm.
minute. So, you know.
And most important, again, what Chubax has mentioned, everything made sense.
Mhm,
That's in terms of being, both the rebels, which are the
mhm,
Mandalorians, and the Empire, and how they are recouping power again.
mhm.
Made sense. Like
It made
how
sense.
If
you fight your enemy, take their resources.
Mhm,
It's like, wow, for the first time in one of these like big series, like it's not one of those where you questions like why didn't they just do it this way? No, it's like, oh
mhm,
shit, they've done everything correct. I like really even the
See you
look of
later. Yeah.
yeah, look at that some boy. Even like Moff Gideon, like the way that he looked,
mhm.
pretty
Oh,
cool.
his Beskar armor is like, ooh,
Pretty
that
cool.
is that is
like
tight.
Yeah.
a Darth Maul-esque thorns.
Mhm. Yeah.
If there was an if I had the initial issue was why was there that small piece of Beskar that broke in the Lambda shuttle? It's unbreakable.
Mhm.
But
Well,
then if I
it's
think
not
about it, it's
unbreakable.
like the Empire probably hasn't refined it. They didn't.
Yeah.
They can't build it
It,
the
it,
same way
I
as
mean,
It might
Mando.
because
not be the armor breaking, the metal breaking apart, but the piece of armor
Yeah.
breaking, the
yeah,
entire piece of armor.
and the thing is too is like, yeah, I mean, they probably didn't have a Mandalorian armor to do it,
Mm-hmm.
so they just probably bastardized the designs, but the whole care and culture, I mean, you could put in like well, the whole knowledge was not like, it's like me building a samurai sword from YouTube, but not knowing how to actually fold the metal and all that, all that stuff. So there's all that you could explain by having that breaking Beskar or but yeah, it makes sense. Like they purged. I mean, because they are still Beskar in that planet, so it does make sense.
They
But yeah.
even like the episode had so much action in it that we forgot. Like there was a cool ship with
Mm-hmm.
survivors. There
Mm-hmm.
was a monster
Mm-hmm.
guarding the Forge,
Mhm.
right? So it's like, fuck, so many things happen.
Yeah.
I forgot. Like,
Yeah, and the thing too is like, so now the rescue missions. I'm thinking, okay, because even in season 2, season 1, they built this team to rescue Grogu or to season 1, season 2, basically rescuing Grogu, not to rescue Din Djarin. Like Bo-Katan and Grogu will have to, maybe not just Mandalorians because they're the only named Mandalorians there is Cosca Reeves and Axe Wu, so it's okay, but that's not enough. Maybe they could get Boba Fett and Fennec Shand
probably
to help out,
some mercenaries.
some mercenaries or some bounty hunters, because they need to track down where they brought up Din Djarin.
I think
But
he's
And
still
me,
there. I think he's there in that. I don't think Moff is leaving that base.
yeah,
yeah, it is.
There's
They're
strong.
mining.
Yeah,
They
there's
have
they're
to
strong
take
mining.
enemies.
over
Yeah,
Mandalore, so they have to
yeah,
beat the fleet.
yeah. And the thing is the fleet too. So there's going to be a fleet battle. I'm thinking the armor and whoever is leading the fleet right now, because Axe Wolves was able to fly out. Hopefully he'll make it into
Hopefully, he'll make it.
out
He's
to
like,
outer
it's too
space.
far.
Yeah,
Like, I'll make
and
it. Okay.
Well,
so there's
no, he
that.
needs to get to the ship, to the jet they landed on. The
Okay, got it.
But the gauntlet is back to the fleet. So unless the
oh
armor
shit,
dropped off
armor took it wala.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah, you're
armor
right.
dropped, and
yeah,
well, I'm assuming the armor will come back.
they'll come back.
Will come back.
So maybe they'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a
Yeah, to
So
be
fleet
honest,
battle.
I can't predict what's gonna happen. So which I'm very
yeah,
excited for.
so for me, like, hey, Boba Fett with the Rancor, bring bring him to Mandalore, and then the founding birds that were training. Yeah, I mean they could probably do that. I mean seriously. And then Grief Karga will have his own people. And then maybe some droids from Class Year 15. I mean, that would be great too, to just combine everything that they've had.
Grief Kargas, good pirates,
Mhm.
the droids from Pleasure
Class,
15.
imagine them, Din Djarin being rescued by a B2 super battle droid. And then we have Mecha Grogu. So he'll probably get a blaster or, some other stuff too. Yeah, I mean, that's just but I mean, I'm loving the season. I don't know, sometimes I just have to turn off Facebook, all these whining people, but
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
left the
well,
group.
I
I also
also
left the group.
understand what.
yeah,
Yeah, I understand what they're saying, that yeah, it is kind of meandering, but again, that's the point. It's an episode mission, like
yeah,
mission by mission, episode by episode
yeah,
adventure.
yeah.
With multiple. It's no longer, yeah, it's no longer just Mando and Grogu, which is the
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why
It
is
is
people
the
like
Mandalorian.
they're not used? Have they seen a 22 episode series Meander? Shit.
Yeah,
I actually,
I
well,
mean,
I think this one is
seriously.
like that. When I look at it, 7 episodes, there isn't the episode is super basic. Like,
Yeah,
Mando was looking for a droid to wash himself in the place, but
hmm
across the way you fight pirates. Across the way you get help from Bo-Katan. Across the way you
yeah,
skip from just wanting to be Mandalorian again now to fucking reclaiming your entire planet. Okay,
hmm
it's a stretch, but that's how it goes. I
yeah,
think though, if they change the title to the Mandalorians, then
hmm
everybody would be happy.
yeah. And the thing
Yeah.
is, like, I mean, you've seen Clone Wars. There's some episodes that are like, whoa, Jar Jar pretending to be a Jedi. Okay, that's our episode this week. So, I mean, it is still Dave Filoni. I mean, seriously. I mean, people are just like, they just want to complain. But for me, I mean, I'm just happy we're having like Star Wars content.
Mm.
Um, even Bad Batch. I know you guys haven't seen Bad Batch, but there's the season 2 finale was also rough. But yeah, I mean, it's just now after this finale, there better be another show coming up. Well, I think Secret Invasion's coming up, so there's something to keep us busy until the Ahsoka series
When's
comes up.
Ahsoka?
So
August? September?
August.
Nice. Ahsoka looks
So
so good too.
so we have Secret Invasion, and I think not the Marvels yet. It's another Marvel movie. Forgetting which one, but yeah, this season, wow. I mean, we got Ahmed Best, we got Jack Black, Lizzo, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Who else? I mean, a lot of cameos, and Katie Sackhoff. I mean, seriously. I mean,
I really like that she's a series regular. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
it's
she
super
she
great.
gets after Pedro, we get Katie. It's basically top billing. So I mean, I'm happy for her. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we've discussed a lot about this batch of episodes before the finale. Let's give it our final thoughts and rating. Let's go with you, Chubax.
I'll go with the 9. I really loved it. My kids loved it. You know, it's probably not as tight as the others, but
Mhm.
with that you get world building. So I
Hmm.
always like I love and if they're gonna have other characters take the spotlight, can't go wrong with Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan, yeah.
So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, I'm
I would
in.
have been mad if the side character that became the lead is like Cosca
Axe
Reeves
Wolves
or
or something.
Axel
Yeah.
Wolves. Like,
Max
no, I
Wolves.
don't care about them. I want Bo-Katan. But yeah, that's good.
Not gonna lie, Axe Wolves, Wolves,
Wolves.
Wolves,
Hmm.
Wolves is such an awesome name,
It
right?
is
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
that is
Axe.
true. That is true.
I'm giving it a 9 too, because again, it is entertaining. Every episode has they up the, you're right. It's less tight, it's less through line, it's less thread. It's not like Andor, which is just a lyrical masterpiece of cinematic writing.
Hmm.
But in return, we get every episode is fun, adventurous, provides very, very deep uh world building, both like even the filler episode with a Pershing, right?
Hmm.
We get so much context on what had happened post Empire, right?
Hmm.
This rehabilitation program. We had so much context about that we never really thought about. And it's
And you can
also,
even see why people still like the Empire because
yep,
it's
you get
shit
all
gets done.
ends,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Sometimes like, hey, you were just following orders, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, and now with the new regime, you're also just still following orders. So you're trying to not fall in the same pitfall and fall in the same traps that the previous regime did. But sometimes people betray you. So all of those things are there at the same time. Again, there's so many blaster fights, so many flying, so many monsters. So it's like every week it's like great. I'm gonna have like a little action set piece that I'm gonna enjoy. So
Hmm.
I'm thoroughly again, I'm not at the edge of my seat wanting to like, how is this going to end next week? But I know I'm just gonna have fun. And I'm very happy that I am sure that no matter what happens, every episode that I turn on with The Mandalorian is going to be fun. So it's
Hmm.
good because it's just like Arnie?
I'm giving it a 9 too. I mean, I can't wait for the next episode. I'm predicting Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, because I just love those characters too.
I don't think they're gonna come personally, but
Uh,
yeah, we'll see.
you know, the Book of Boba Fett became Mandalorian point 2.5,
Two
so
point
it's
five.
the least they it's the least they could do is, or at least get Fennec Shand back, because I always liked seeing Ming Na. Um, but yeah, I mean, because it can't be another Luke Skywalker. Maybe actual Plo Koon. I don't know. Maybe Ahmed Best will be helping him. I don't know. That'd be great too to know if Ahmed Best is what's his name? Um, that's his name is Kelleran Beck. If he's still alive in this timeline, then Grogu might know how to find him, and then he helps Din Djarin. Oh, there you go. So at least it's a nice tie-in for Ahmed Best. But yeah, but I'm also hoping we could get some battle droids from Keller of Blizzard 15, Plaisir 15. So yeah, I mean, I'm entertained. Not a lot of filler, contrary to what most people on social media say. I mean, they need to start watching those 22, 25 episode series that we used to watch before.
Shit.
So yeah, or at least watch anime. Like takes 10 episodes to do a Kamehameha wave.
Yeah.
So 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 there's that. So yeah, I'm loving it.
Well, that is we're all excited for the finale, which we will also discuss next week. So tune in, make sure that you watch the episode and discuss the episode with us. As a reminder, we have plenty of shows that you could watch as well on this particular channel. We're reviewing a series or a movie Mondays and Tuesdays, or most Mondays and Tuesdays. We have a D&D show where we record our very first D&D campaign that we've been running for a year and a half now. Those episodes drop most Wednesdays, and on Thursdays we have a curated list of trailers, featurettes, clips that we watch and react to see which content coming down the pipe are we most hyped about. So that episode drops most Thursdays, and CHUBAX and RJ, who cannot have enough of D&D, has a second campaign running that drops most Fridays. So you have a lot of content coming down throughout the week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified when new content is dropping. All right. On behalf of Arnie, on behalf of CHUBAX, we'd like to thank you for watching this episode, and we will see you on the next one.